there are two ways to lowering the ACOS. First one is lowering the spending with same sales, and second one is keeping the same spending while increasing the sales. Now the question is, can we lower the ACOS by increasing the sales? Let me show you one of my Amazon account where back in 2022 we used some automation software to improve the PPC performance. Here you can see in 2022 I started to run a ads campaign by using some software, and this automation software was started to ramp up the spending and sales, but it didn't bring as much as sales that I was expecting. And here you can see starting 2023 May, we started to reduce the spend a lot, and right now we are not running any of those campaigns. Like we are stop using that software. But what happened in 2024, and after we stopped the using this automation software, now here you can see the campaigns we are currently running without using any automation software, and fully manually we are managing these ads. And in year to date, like in 2024, so far we have spent 168K and we generated over $1 million of sales. And the ACOS is 14%. It's just over 14%. So you can see the difference here, because if I go back to the the campaigns that were managed by software, you will see the ACOS was as 20% almost, and the spending and sales amount were not that much of high. Here you can see we spent around 57K and we managed to get 300K sales, and the ACOS was around 19%. So which is not very good for me, because I was thinking I should hit more sales, but why my sales number are not increasing? So I take a look into the campaigns and I saw they created over 3000 campaigns, and each campaign have only one keyword, and that's why there are so many campaigns, and there are so many campaigns that are not performing, and the software wasn't able to optimize them properly. So this account is full with so many campaigns, and the software wasn't able to optimize them properly. So end of the day, I was spending a lots of my money, but it wasn't able to increase the sales that I was expected. And also, after 1 year of running this automation software, I found out that maybe these automation software are good to reduce the ACOS, but they are unable to grow the account. So there are some features that you can use in from the automation software, but most of the cases, if you are thinking whole advertisement you will manage by using this software, still now it's not possible. And one of the main reason is the bidding system, because in automation software they started to increase the bid, lower the bid, and increase the budget so many frequently, like multiple times in a day, that create a big issues, because Amazon took some time to update the data, and also whenever I change any bid and strategy, Amazon also took some time to adjust it with their system. So that's why using the automation software and making changes frequently, it will not able to grow the account as much as you want. And that's why when we started to use this manually, we started to see lots of opportunity and growth in my account. Now this is just a one scenario. There are many more scenario I saw in past, that software are good for different features, but using it to manage the whole PPC campaigns, it's not possible yet. However, there are some categories I found that even if you use software or even if you do it manually, it's very hard to control the spending and ACOS, like supplements product. So for supplements product, even if you manage it manually, you will see higher ACOS, and also in software, you will face some higher ACOS. So depending on your categories, you may need to set up your strategy to grow more on Amazon. Now, from my experience, what I saw, the most lackings in the automation software is the bidding system. Now, as I said earlier, is it possible to lowering the ACOS by increasing the sales? Well, I follow one strategy to do that, and that strategy is related with the bidding. Most of the time, I use down only bidding strategy, and I saw that gave me the most improvement results in terms of ACOS and spending, and I saw a great improvement by increasing the sales, and that helps me to lowering the ACOS. Now if I open up one of my campaign here, and from the campaign settings I check here, you will see the bidding strategies, and if I click here, I'll be getting three of the options: dynamic bids, up and down, like down only, and fixed bid. Normally, I use down only bidding strategy, and that help me to lower the ACOS master faster. And fixed bid is mostly for the new launched item. And if I want to rank for any keywords, in that case, I sometimes use fixed bidding. But mostly for aggressive marketing, I use up and down because it helped me to like cope up with the competition, and while also help me to like show my ads in the top of the search. So these are the three bidding strategy Amazon provides, and I mostly use the down only bidding strategy that help me to reduce the ACOS while increasing the sales. And secondly, you will see the schedule rules, and schedule rules is like a departing. In my previous video, I talk about these like departing rules, and right now Amazon providing some hourly based reporting, and from that report you can see at what time your campaigns are doing great, and you can increase the bid at that time. And whenever your campaigns are not running well, around that time you may like increase the bid very little, so that can help you to save some Amazon advertising budget and utilize it later on whenever you are converting very well. Now, the only drawback here, you can't reduce any bid, you have to increase the bid. So, either you can start the campaign with very low bid, like you can start with 50 cents, and then whenever it's peak time, you can increase the bid by like 100% or 80%, and whenever it's not the time you want to spend most of your budget, you can just increase the bid by 5%. So around that time also it will not increase that much, and if you don't want to increase, then you can just leave it that way, so it will be in 50 cents around that time. So to download the report, you can go measurement and reporting, you can click on the sponsor ads report, and from here you can select the sponsor products, then you can select the campaigns, and then you can select the hourly here. And right now maximum you can download 14 days reports at a time, and the report is very heavy, so I would suggest you can download a 7 days range, and then you can check how what time actually you are selling the most, and then set up the departing for your Amazon PPC campaigns. Though setuping it require manual effort, but once you set it up, then it will run automatically. So for that reason, actually, you don't need to use any automation software also. So after downloading the report, you will see the start date, end date, and the start time. Like this is the time of the day. How was the campaign's performance? So you need to like use some pivot table or some formulas to make it clearly understandable. So if you use the pivot table, you can see here all the data based on the time. But I normally use my this Excel report where I get all those data very quickly. So here you can see after refining all those data, these are the order. Like very few orders I started to get from like 12 a.m. till 4 a.m. and then it started to ramp up. And what I can see here, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., these 12 hours, I hit over 100 units of sales each hour. So this is my peak time. And here I can also see the ACOS, like how was my ACOS around each of the hour of the day. So from this data, what I can decide around this time, maybe I can increase my spending a lot, and then around this time I can increase the spend more. So whenever last time I checked this report, I found out that around this time period my spending was I can increase my spending and it may give us some more sales. But right now what I can see, my 100 units of order I am hitting early in the morning. So definitely right now I need to change my strategy, and from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I need to increase the beat a lot, and then I can like keep the beat same till like 4 a.m. Then I can also increase the beat from like 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. just a bit to see how it perform, like if it give me closely to 100 units of sales or not. Now, how you can add these schedule rules? So same way, if you go to your campaign setting and if you click the schedule rules, you will get the option. Like right now Amazon is showing events like for Christmas or New Year's Eve. You can add a custom Amazon suggested schedule, but you can also hit the custom and then you can select the time range. So like you can set up no in date, and then you can rules will it be like daily basis, or you can select which day of the week you want to implement this rule. Then you can hours of the day, you can select run all day, or you can also select the specific time, like from when uh, it will start and then when it will end, and then what percentage of the beat it will increase. So that's how you can set up the rules. Here you can see I have already set up two of my rules, like from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. my bid will increase by 10%, but from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. my bid will increase by 15%. So definitely right now as it's holiday time I will increase it more, because from my report what I can see, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I am getting most of the sales, like over 100 units of sales. So I will increase the bid at least 30% around that time, and other day I will keep the same, but for the morning sales I will increase it like 15 to 20% to see if it gives me more sales or not. So this way I will able to increase the sales while keeping the spending same, because I will able to reduce the waste spend a lot, and those waste spend I will utilize in the peak hour, and this will give me more sales, and that's how I will able to reduce the ACOS more. Now definitely only changing the bid will not give you the best result. You also need to have competitive pricing, a good shipping time, and then you need to have a good content on your listing so that customer can understand your product. Also like A plus content and the images that will increase your conversion chance. Otherwise, if you only focus on your PPC campaign, but your price is not competitive, your listing is not optimized, then it will not convert that much. You may get a lots of traffic, but it will not convert into the sales. So whenever your listing is fully optimized and also you are giving a competitive pricing, then these types of change in the PPC, it will help you to get more traffic and increase your conversion, and this will eventually help you to lowering your ACOS, while you may not need to increase the spend, or you just increase a very minimal spend in your ads campaign that will give you a lots of sale boost. So if you also want to know how you can reduce your ACOS by increasing the sales, then you can mail us at info@ecomclips.com. We are offering free audit and we'll let you know how you can do same for your account. You can also visit our website to get more helpful data, and if you have any questions you can comment below. This is Saiful from Ecom Clips. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.